June 13, 2025. The day the Middle East and the world held its breath. For decades, Israel and Iran fought a silent, deadly shadow war. But today, those shadows have exploded into open flame. We're seeing reports of explosions rocking Tehran and sirens wailing across Israeli skies. This isn't just another covert op. This is the historic shift from a hidden struggle to direct, overt, full-scale war. A terrifying result of years of rising tension, now threatening to engulf the region. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Global Equations, your source for in-depth analysis of global events. We're living through a genuine turning point. The decades-long covert fight between Israel and Iran has today, June 13, 2025, undeniably turned into open war. We'll break down how we got here, the military actions unfolding, and the far-reaching consequences. Analysts warned this could happen. Israel's Operation Rising Lion, a massive attack on Iranian nuclear and military sites, signals direct confrontation. Iran's response, Operation True Promise 3, with drones targeting Israel, confirms this fundamental shakeup of the geopolitical map. We'll dissect the history, analyze strategies, global power roles, and what this means for us all. Part 1, The Decades of Shadow War, Context and Exposition. To understand June 2025, we look back. Pre-1979, Imperial Iran and Israel had a practical relationship, but Ayatollah Khomeini's rise turned Iran into an enemy, fueling decades of hostility. The 80s saw proxy wars ignite. Iran's IRGC helped create Hezbollah, Israel's toughest non-state foe, and backed Palestinian militants like Hamas. The 2000s intensified with Iran's nuclear ambitions, revealed in 2002, an existential threat to Israel. The shadow war raged. Cyber attacks like Stuxnet damaged Iranian centrifuges. Iran developed its own cyber capabilities. Assassinations of Iranian scientists occurred. Iran built its axis of resistance with allies in Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. Israel countered with airstrikes in Syria. The 2015 JCPOA nuclear deal didn't last. U.S. withdrawal in 2018 and sanctions worsened things, with Iran increasing enrichment. The October 7, 2023 Hamas attack, reportedly with Iranian support, escalated tensions. By early 2025, direct missile and drone exchanges became more common, and IAEA warnings about Iran's nuclear activities set the stage. Part 2, The Spark, June 2025. That fragile truce shattered on June 13, 2025. Israel cited accumulated intelligence suggesting Iran's nuclear program neared a point of no return, especially after October 7th. An IAEA condemnation of Iran on June 12th met with Iranian defiance, likely solidified Israeli fears. Operation Rising Lion began before dawn. Around 200 Israeli aircraft and drones, possibly aided by Mossad teams, hit Iran's nuclear sites like Natanz, Fordow, and Kandab, plus its ballistic missile program. Senior IRGC officials and scientists were targeted. Reports claim IRGC Commander Hossein Salami was killed, aiming to cripple Iran's command. Iran retaliated within hours with Operation True Promise 3, launching drones at Israel. Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei vowed a bitter and painful response. More missile launches are now reported. The U.S. under President Trump stated it was not involved, but knew of the attacks, reiterating Iran must not get nuclear weapons. Tehran canceled planned U.S.-Iran talks. The Rubicon was crossed. Part 3. Full geopolitical breakdown. This is a geopolitical earthquake. Military dimensions. Israel's Operation Rising Lion showcases its air power and intelligence. Iran's Operation True Promise 3 relies on asymmetric warfare, drones and missiles. The fight directly threatens cities in both nations. Israel's air defenses face their ultimate test, regional impact. The biggest fear is escalation. Iran's proxy network, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas, militias in Syria and Iraq, and Yemen's Houthis is key. Hezbollah, with its vast missile arsenal, could open a devastating second front. Gulf states like Saudi Arabia and the UAE watch anxiously, fearing attacks on oil infrastructure. International involvement. The U.S., under President Trump, supports Israel's defense but wants to avoid direct military involvement. Russia will likely back Iran politically. China, with huge economic interests, calls for de-escalation, fearing oil supply disruptions. European powers will urge calm but have limited influence. The UN Security Council is alarmed but likely divided. Events are unfolding fast. To stay updated with our latest analysis on this historic conflict, subscribe and turn on notifications. Let us know in the comments. What worries you most? Economic consequences. The economic fallout could be immense. Iran is a major oil producer. The Persian Gulf is now a war zone. Brent crude reportedly jumped 14% to near $78 a barrel. Prolonged conflict could send oil prices soaring, fueling global inflation. Financial markets are volatile, with investors fleeing to gold. Airlines, shipping, and tourism will suffer. Insurance costs for shipping will skyrocket, making global trade more expensive. Humanitarian crisis. The human cost is already heartbreaking. Escalation means a massive humanitarian crisis, with civilian deaths and displacement in both Iran and Israel. For Iranians, already under sanctions, war worsens conditions. For Israelis, constant attacks disrupt life. The war will intensify crises in Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen, likely triggering new refugee waves. The historic shift. Why is this shift historic? First, no more plausible deniability. Both sides openly attack sovereign territory. Second, traditional deterrence failed, possibly leading to more aggressive Israeli preemption. Third, it could shatter nuclear non-proliferation. Iran might accelerate its nuclear program, ditch IAEA cooperation, or leave the NPT, sparking a regional arms race. Fourth, it could redraw the Middle East power map, risking new threats even if Iran is weakened. Part 4. The Aftermath and Future Outlook. What now? The Middle East faces a terrifying, uncertain future. Israeli PM Netanyahu says the operation will continue for as many days as it takes, suggesting a campaign to cripple Iran's strategic threat. Iran faces tough choices: retaliate forcefully and risk devastation, or show strategic patience. Hezbollah's role is critical. If unleashed, the war becomes far more brutal. Diplomacy is struggling, with U.S.-Iran talks canceled. The UN Security Council is likely paralyzed. Long-term, Iran's nuclear ambitions are a huge concern. Attacks could strengthen hardliner arguments for a nuclear deterrent. The regional power balance is in flux. Expect sustained economic pain and deepening human suffering. This conflict is in a new, scarier, and much more unpredictable stage. June 13, 2025, a date for the history books. The day the shadow war between Israel and Iran exploded into open conflict. Operation Rising Lion and Operation True Promise 3 represent a fundamental historic shift. The fallout is immense. Potential wider regional war, severe economic blows, a humanitarian catastrophe, and unchecked nuclear proliferation. The old rules are gone. The world has stepped into a dangerous new chapter. That's our deep dive. Thanks for watching Global Equations. Stay informed. See you next video.